Hi guys, welcome to my race review of the F1 2019 round 12 in Hungary, Budapest. It's a race review because I've already done the qualifying and stuff. And wow, what a showdown that was. It turned out to be a showdown between Verstappen and Hamilton, with obviously the Ferraris nowhere near him and Bottas having his issues at turn one. So we'll go through the race bit by stage. So obviously everyone got a good start, to be honest. There was anyone bugging down really. In heading towards turn one, Lewis, Bottas, and Verstappen were three abreast going into turn one. But lockups by Bottas allowed Hamilton to get the jump on him around the outside of turn two. And it looked like there was a little bit of contact, but I don't think there was. But Leclerc viciously swerved towards the Ferrari to cut him off and caused damage to his front wing, which ruined Bottas's race. How did he not puncture Leclerc's tyre, I don't know. But Leclerc was very lucky there not to get a puncture and also not to get the penalty because he just swerved straight across him. So after 4 or 5 laps, Bottas had to pit for a new front wing and was put on a hard tyre, and his race was pretty much dead from there. He was only going to probably get 6th. So with the Ferraris being off the pace and Gasly behind the two Ferraris, it was turning out to be just going to be a battle between Verstappen and Hamilton. And it felt like a race that Hamilton has done before, like Monza 2018, where per lap the Ferraris were faster, but he would relentlessly keep driving the wheels out of his Mercedes and force them into a position where he can attack them. And that's what he did in Monza 2018. And this year, at this time at Hungary, it was Verstappen's turn to feel some of this pressure. It was also because of this relentless pressure that Hamilton was putting on him. It's also good to see if Max Verstappen, if he's worth all this talk that everyone talk about him, can he hold him off? Can he get his tyres to the end in a certain condition and be able to hold off Hamilton at the same time? And well, like I said, for the first 18 laps, the pair of them drove away from the Ferraris. Ferraris ended up 18 seconds off the pace by lap 18. So they were losing like a lap a second, a second a lap. Sorry, every lap, which was astounding. Absolutely astounding. Don't forget, this was also the team that dominated. They dominated winter testing. Don't forget that. And they still haven't won a race. They should have done, but they still haven't. So, yeah, this gap, which was constantly growing, it would later play into Hamilton's hands. Now, if you've watched the Grand Prix, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then go and watch it. Stop this now. Go and watch it, and then listen to the review afterwards, because I don't want to spoil it. But during the race at around lap 18, there was the two Toro Rosso drivers showed Gunther Steiner of Haas how teammates are supposed to race each other and not hit each other. They went side by side from turn 1 to turn 2 to turn 3 to turn 4. And don't forget, turn 4 in Hungary is a fast, nearly flat left-hander, where if you go on the outside, you're going to go on the marbles and go straight, skidding off into the runoff area. So, great driving by them. Albon turned out the better in the end. He finished 10th over Kvyat. Kvyat's tyres dropped off by the end of the race. Lap 25, this is where the front two made their stops, and it was Verstappen who stopped first. And at the same time, Hamilton got his famous quote. Now, if you're an F1 fan, you know what this quote is: "Hammer time." basically drive the wheels off the Mercedes, right? Drive it absolutely flat out and take everything out of the tyres. So obviously Verstappen then would have to push really hard straight away on his hard tyres, and that would prove, if you've seen how these tyres degrade and how these tyres drop off a cliff, that would prove pivotal towards the end of the race, because if you don't treat them right at the beginning, you're not going to have them at the end. So, but he had to push because Hamilton was pushing him. So he extended the advantage by the time Hamilton pitted, which was lap 32. And but because Hamilton was on fresher tyres, 7 laps fresher tyres, and he didn't need, and he can bring him back in to temperature better than Verstappen. Maybe because of his experience, probably because of his experience in Formula One. It meant he could catch him up within a second. Alright, traffic was helping him out a lot, and which is always an issue at Hungary. But he caught him up in under a second, and then this relentless pressure again was on Verstappen. And it's like, how long can you cope for this? He still had another like 30 laps to go with this pressure from Hamilton. And one time it forced him into a mistake. I think this was it was actually at the end of lap 38 when he caught him. It forced him into a mistake out of turn 12. And then obviously it made Hamilton a lot closer through turn 13 than the last turn, that he could try and move, even with Verstappen having DRS. The Mercedes power car being faster could have a challenge down into turn 1. This carried on then into turn 2, and Hamilton just couldn't get enough alongside. And I think if he did went round the outside of Verstappen, he probably would have got a shove off the road, knowing what Verstappen's like. So yeah, but like I said, it was fantastic racing, a fantastic bout, and it was nice to see Verstappen have a race and battle with someone that's not controversial, because we know he can do it. You know he can do a race that's not controversial, right? Not banging someone off the road, not doing this, not doing that, not making the wrong moves. We know he's got it in him. It's just doing that on a consistent basis. So it was nice to see, because don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't rate him. Like, he's a brilliant driver. He's an absolutely extraordinary talent, and he's going to go on with Leclerc and be fighting. And them two are going to be fighting when Hamilton and the rest of them are all retired. They're going to take the baton on. Because don't forget, he's only 22, and Hamilton's 34. So by lap 49, something astonishing out of James Vowles, who's received a lot of criticism for his lack of for his lack of quick decisions, for his lack of responding under pressure. He this time fought on his feet, which was unbelievable. He rolled the dice and pitted Hamilton for mediums. And when they tried this, I thought, oh my god, they're actually trying something different. Wow. But it gave Hamilton 21 laps to close 20 seconds on Verstappen. So I thought, well, he could probably do it. He's got it in him, he can do it, but it's going to be touch and go towards the end of the race. I thought he could catch him with about 2 laps left. By the time we got to 7 laps left of the Grand Prix, Verstappen tried to push, but obviously Hamilton had a much faster car by this point. So say like Verstappen did a 1:19.5 and then said, "That's all I've got. That's all I've got." Hamilton was doing 1:18s, so it turned out with about 7 laps left, he said, "Tyres are gone." The tyres, Verstappen was like, "Tyres are dead, finished." And and you can tell because Hamilton was catching him more than, I'd say, even what I've put down here, 1.5 seconds per lap. He was really pulling him in, and I thought it was literally like, wow, he's gonna. They've made it. They've rolled the dice, and it's worked. And he's going to catch him with about 4 or 5 laps. And I did not see any hope for Verstappen after this point. By this point, all hope for Verstappen, I think, pretty much vanished. I think even the Red Bull mechanics knew, and I think they probably even knew from the pit stop. But that it sort of sealed it when Verstappen radioed that the tyres were gone. So obviously, before the inevitable happened, the lap before, Bottas got 8th and stayed 8th for the rest of the race. Got past Norris, who finished 9th. So again, another good performance by the Brit, and he's a quiet sort of talent. People not rating him and the way they should, to be honest, because he's going up Carlos Sainz, who's a pretty good driver himself, and he's taken the battle on. He's taken Ricardo on and in the Renaults, and he's helped. He's definitely played a major part of McLaren being 4th place at the minute. So fair play to him. And George Russell in qualifying, like I said in my last video, he's shown why he was the F2 champion, but he's just in a poor car, so he can't show it. But when they did give him a package that could do something decent, he got 16th out of it. So we've got talent there. We've got British talent there to look to the future to. So I'll just say, yeah. So 4 laps to go. Hamilton catches up to Verstappen, and then obviously the inevitable happened. Went round the outside, and the mature thing about Verstappen, whereas probably before he tried and fight it, he knew it was done. He knew he was going to be overtaken no matter what he did. So instead of trying anything stupid, he just covered the inside, and Hamilton just drove around the outside with obviously more grip. Lap after that, they immediately boxed Verstappen, because don't forget, they've got 40 odd seconds to the Ferraris. So they boxed Verstappen to get the fastest lap, and obviously got the fastest lap. So it gave him an extra point in the championship. But I don't think Hamilton cared about that, to be honest, after that. So, but in Ferrari's race, Vettel passed Leclerc into 3rd. That's about all you heard from the Ferraris all day. And yeah, they finished 3rd and 4th. And Vettel finished literally 1 minute behind the leader. 48 seconds behind Verstappen. I'm telling you, Red Bull look more of a threat to Mercedes at the minute than Ferrari. I don't know what they're doing, but they used to have a package that worked in all tracks, and now they've gone for a package, a different philosophy of low drag and more power, and it's not working. They've forgot to realise that most of these circuits in the championship are not power dependent. They ain't. And if parts of it are, most of it is in corners. That's what usually Grand Prix circuits have. I think they've only just built a car just because they felt. I think it's because of the pain they felt losing the Italian Grand Prix, and they want to win that. But I don't even feel confident they'll win that or Belgium, which circuits are both power dependent. So there you go. So you don't know. I don't know, because Mercedes still have a package that works pretty much everywhere, and that's what makes a successful team. They've looked at it and seen and tried to build a car that will suit most places rather than just one specific race. But yeah, in the end, Hamilton in the showdown between Verstappen, he shows why he's a five-time world champion. Shows why he is the benchmark for everyone on that grid, including Verstappen. Right? Simple as that. He is the benchmark. He is the best driver on that grid at the minute. No questions. No questions asked. Because at the minute, he now has a 62-point lead going into the summer break. He's won that Grand Prix 7 times. I think he's won Canada 6 times. The British Grand Prix he's won six times. It's, yeah, well, I say British 2008, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 6 times. So, yeah, at the minute, he is the benchmark. And until someone knocks him off his perch and wins a championship over him, that's the end of the discussion. And even then, it still can be debated. Because I don't see Hamilton stopping for 1 minute and a minute. I really don't. So, but yeah, let me know what you think about the race. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Uh, well, we all hope every race is like that. Yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Leave any questions you have about F1 as well. Leave them on there. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.